This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Strixhaven draft, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link if you click on a link in the description on YouTube, or a link in the logo below here on Twitch. And you can get Strixhaven. Pretty soon you'll be able to pre-order stuff like Modern Horizons 2, so check them out. Okay. Well, so, you know, the Snarls are nice, but you definitely don't first pick them basically ever. This isn't a format, you know, like Kaldheim, you would first pick like the Snow Duels sometimes. This isn't that kind of format. I think we're mostly looking at iTwitch and Tenured Inkcaster. You know, Barry and Books has been a pretty big overperformer. Quandrix Apprentice is nice, but I think these are the two best cards. And I'm probably just going to go with iTwitch. It's a lot easier. I mean, you don't really have to build around it. It's been pretty impressive. Basically, all the cards with Learn and all the cards with that are lessons are all better than, you know, basically anybody expected them to be. Yeah, so I think we go with iTwitch here. You know, it's a nice start for a lot of different black decks too, more aggressive ones, but you know, you can also be in a different kind of deck and it works because it's just an efficient creature that also happens to learn. Okay, so this is interesting. So Quintorius is really good. You'd have to build around him a little bit, but he's a pretty crazy engine when you get him going. I've liked Clever Illuminancer in the really aggressive decks, but you don't usually need to take it very highly. We're probably just going to take Pest Summoning here. It's like one of the better lessons around. We already have a card with Learn. I think it's what we go with. You know, Field Trip's nice too. Plumb the Forbidden can be good if you build around it effectively. But yeah, I mean, Pest Summoning's, it's going to make it into a lot of different decks, and it's just a great lesson. Okay, well, I think we'd probably take another card with Learn here and Hunt for Specimens. It's been pretty good. It feels like a better Elvish Visionary. We could consider taking Rip Apart. Like, if this were pack one, pick one, that's probably where I would go. And we could consider it here. But as good as it is, I don't think it's like miles better than Hunt for Specimens. If it was, I'd probably take it. I just think it's better, not like crazy better. Like, you know, on paper, before I played this format, I would have thought this was crazy better, but it's just not. It's just better. Not crazy, so, you know, yeah, we'll take Hunt for Specimens. Wouldn't mind an introduction to Annihilation at some point. There's another Hunt for Specimens. Is there anything better in here? You know, Blood Researcher's nice if you end up in Witherbloom. Introduction to Prophecy is not a bad lesson. I think we grab another Hunt, though. Are we going to be mono black lessons? Let's do it. So far, all our cards are black and are either lessons or have Learn. So I like that start. You know, as I've been saying throughout this format, it seems like the more learning and lessons you get, better your record is. So, you know, we'll take it. Right now, we're probably going to be a little better in black-green because all three of these cards are good with sacrifice stuff, as is our one lesson. But we could also be a black-white aggro deck. There's, you know, that's not out of the question. You know, we have a 1-drop and 2 2-drops, so works there too. Okay. So Spectre of the Fens and Silverquill Pledge Mage are both fine. I'd probably just take the Silencer. I mean, because of lessons and, you know, the format is starting to shake out a little bit. It's easier to figure out what to name. It turns out it's pretty good. I mean, you know, you're not always going to get a card out of it. A lot of the times it'll just be a 2-mana 3/2, but that's an okay deal. But when you do name the right card is when it can be really spicy. So I think we take it here over the Pledge Mage. Okay, so good stuff here. Unwilling Ingredient is nice. Agonizing Remorse, Dueling Coach, Spiteful Squad. Those are all pretty good. You know, the green cards here aren't great. They're both fine, but, you know, not anything to really jump into green for. So the coach, you know, is good if we end up with lots of +1/+1 counters. And even without them, it's okay. I think it's probably what I take here over the ingredient or the squad. I do like the ingredient a fair bit, but I think Dueling Coach will probably pan out in this deck. We'll have to see, you know, but yeah. Hi, Iron Monkey. Glad you enjoy the content. Okay, so there's a good lesson here. We've got Fixing, and we've got a Dusk Mage who's good with Silver Quill, or Dueling Coach, rather. Defend the Campus isn't bad either. You know, lots of playable cards here. Question is whether I want a lesson or a medium creature, basically. Village Rites isn't bad in our deck either. I think I'm going to go with the lesson here. We do already have 3 cards with Learn, so. Thank you for the follow, Iron Monkey. Okay, so. Alright, so looking like the more aggressive deck might be available because Star Pupil and Study Break are both really good in it. Detention Vortex actually playable if you're a black-white aggro deck too. Definitely a worse card than I expected, but not unplayable like I've seen some people say. Yeah, let's go with Star Pupil for now. We do have another Campus, but, you know, Fixing's not really at a premium in this format most of the time. You know, you can definitely fix, but you mostly do it with, you do it more with lessons than you do with lands. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll take Expanded Anatomy. It goes well with our counter stuff, and it's a lesson, so I'm down. All right, so the Luminancer did come back. There's also a cram session, but I think we seem to be moving into a black-white aggro deck here. So, and the Luminancer is pretty good there. Wouldn't mind a cram session or Pledge Mage, but I think we take the Luminancer here. Morning, want to be a barista? Defend the Campus is fine. If we're an aggro deck, we don't really want Divine Gambit talking. I mean, there's a good chance it gets cut, but it's flexible enough that it's like your 22nd, 23rd card, 24th card pretty often. Yeah. All right, we'll take a Pledge Mage here. Goes with our aggro plan. So the one lesson, learn card we didn't get that's really good for this aggressive deck is the +1/+1 counter one, Guiding Voice. Okay, these are both pretty good. I feel like we're getting enough counters going that I'd rather have Spiteful Squad than the discard effect. Those are both really good cards to still be that late in the pack, though. They're both very playable. Agonizing Remorse might be a discard spell, but it's a real one, you know? Man. So, Nasari is crazy good. You know, bomb on its own, basically. But, so we could speculate there. And if this pack didn't have stuff in it that I wanted, I'd consider it. But there are several things here that I like. There's another Dueling Coach. There's an Environmental Sciences, which will... That's the lesson I was talking about for Fixing. It can enable us to splash stuff. And Pilgrim of the Ages is a nice little 3-drop. Do I want to take Environmental Sciences here? I think probably. These cards are all fine, but, you know, this enabling Fixing and making your mana better is no joke. Okay, so I probably take the Orator here. I do like Rise of Extus. It's a little less good if you're in a really aggressive deck, but you sometimes run one anyway. And yeah, it's what we want here. It's a nice aggressive creature. We've got an Eye Twitch who pairs well with it, and we're likely to get some other things that go pretty good with it too. Just need keywords. Speaking of keywords, Killian's great. Probably what we take here. You know, multiple choice is tempting. It is splashable. And it is better. Like, pack one, pick one, I would take multiple choice. But given where we're headed, I think we want the Ink Duelist more. Yeah, I mean, he's really, really good. I mean, even if you can't do anything with his second ability, he's just got great stats, great keywords. And he's who we take here. Okay, so one thing we don't have a lot of yet is removal. Arrogant Poet is a really nice 2-drop. It also works with our Auditor. But I don't know that I want to take it over Lash of Malice, which is... It's good in any deck, but in this deck, getting early blockers out of the way with it is a big deal. So I'm going to go with Lash of Malice here. There's another Auditor. There's also a Study Break. Oh, yeah. I was talking about Cram Session like I could play it earlier. I don't know why. Obviously, I can. It's a good thing I didn't take it. I think we'd probably grab another Auditor over Study Break. I feel like Study Breaks are more likely to wheel. This is a cool Mythic, which I think you can make work in a really grindy black-green deck, but, you know, that's not where we are. Pledge Mage is good too, but I think Auditor is just going to be better. Okay, another Expanded Anatomy. Also a pretty good trick, but, you know, unless I had... You know, the only time I've really found myself playing this is when I have, like, 2 or 3 Luminancers and the 3-mana 2/2 First Strike guy, too. I probably just grab Expanded Anatomy here. We could consider a Campus, but more Lessons seems good to me. Yeah, I mean, Dueling Coach isn't amazing, I don't think, but I've definitely had it be plenty good. You know, using its ability doesn't come up super often, but it coming down and actually, like, having an impact does. Oh my god, this pack. So we really want Guiding Voice, but you got to just take another Killian. He's that good. You know, Rise of Exodus is still here too. I mean, this is a good problem to have where we have to give up a Guiding Voice for a Killian, and you know, that's what we're gonna do. We do want tricks in general, but you know, Killian also makes them better. So 2 Orators and 2 Killians could be pretty sweet. Like if we can get an Orator in play and then play Killian. This will be Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink. That's pretty good on like turn 3. Hello, Eon Volterra. So deck seems to be going pretty well so far. Okay, so we've got a pretty good lesson here in Spirit Summoning. It's a question of whether I want Pilgrim of the Ages more. I think a lot of the time maybe you do, but I think in this deck I'm leaning towards Spirit Summoning here. The creature token making lessons are just tend to be better than all the others for the most part. I mean, you know, they're all good. You know, they wouldn't be in a vacuum, but when they're free cards you get, they're all good. All right, we'll take another Dusk Mage. I'm not sure we'll end up with enough counters to really utilize the Dusk Mage, but it could happen. Alright, so I think we're going to take the Rise of Exodus. It may not make the cut, but that's also true of Crushing Disappointment. We may play like the 1 Rise of Exodus at the top of our curve. Alright, here we will take a Pilgrim of the Ages. You know, with Rise of Exodus, Pilgrim of the Ages does become a little better, because it helps us hit those land drops to get us to 6. Probably not playing Defend the Campus, but, you know, we're not exactly overflowing with removal right now, so it might happen. Ooh, late Arrogant Poet, I like it. Yeah, it does become cheaper with Killian. We'll take Fixing here, just in case. So Rise of Exodus is 5 if we have a Killian in play, yeah. Sort of, kind of, sort of ramp. Sort of. Yeah, okay, I mean, kind of doubt I'd play 3, but it is playable. Okay, so this pack is pretty good. You know, Flunk and Heated Debate are both 2 of the best non-rares in this format. We're going to take Flunk. Obviously, it's on color for us, and it's a great removal spell. So, yeah. Does Killian reduce the cost by 2? My god, he does. That's silly. That's silly. So, yeah. It'll cost 4 sometimes. Yeah, we'll take Flunk here. Great removal spell. One of the best cards around. So, we're certainly happy about that. I haven't really been impressed with Exhilarating Elocution overall. Obviously, with Killian, it would be better. but I still don't love it. I may just take... I think I'm just going to take an Unwilling Ingredient here over it. It's a nice aggressive 1-drop that also cashes in for, you know, a card later on. Good place to put counters and stuff like that. So, yeah. Tainted Pact isn't really what you're after. You know, it's kind of like a really weird adventurous impulse. And, you know, that's playable, but it's not great. Flame Painter is really good, but I mean, we could try to splash it, but I don't think that's what we want to do. You know, this is the kind of card that you kind of need to play relatively early for it to be at its best, and if we're splashing, that won't happen. I think we just take Humiliate. Great discard spell. Let's just put a counter somewhere. I'm a fan. Yeah, I've played with Killian, but most of the time it seems like, you know, he's reducing Flunk to 1 mana, so it's easy to think that he only reduces things by 1. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Okay. Wow. This pack, I mean, again, it's a good problem to have. We have Selfless Glyphweaver / Deadly Vanity, which is excellent. We've got Professor of Symbology, also excellent. Combat Professor, a little less excellent, but still excellent. And Inkling Summoning. My God. You know, it's probably the Glyphweaver. I mean, the Deadly Vanity side is absurd. You're not going to cast it very often, but the other side is still a really good card. So I think we take it here. I would love all of these cards. But, you know, you can't have everything, right? Okay. Wow. This is... You know, Black-White is very open, which is good, but we keep having these sorts of packs. How many lessons do we have right now? We have 5, 6. We have 6. So more learn. You know, study break would be nice, but we already have a lot of learn. I mean, we could definitely use more, but Lash of Malice is just so good in this deck that I'm really tempted to take it here over the other things. Pilgrim of the Ages. Yeah, we'll take the Lash. Okay. Well, I think we'll take another Hunt for Specimens here. It's a little less aggressive of a card, I guess, than Leech Fanatic, if we're really going the aggro route. We'd already have 2. Maybe we just want Inkling Summoning, though. Yeah, I probably do. So we're not going to be great at making Plum the Forbidden work. We could take another Rise or another Defend or another Dusk Mage. None of those are especially promising to me. I mean, the Rise is the most promising, I think. Thank you for the sub, Tyler. Yeah, let's go with Rise. I mean, maybe we're just going to be a little more mid-rangey. All right, so here we have a pick between the Laureate, who's not going to be amazing in our deck. It's not like we're overflowing with flyers. We don't have very many at all, actually. So we probably just want the Pledge Mage more in this deck. This isn't a bad trick, but yeah, I think we take Pledge Mage here. So we could take a Campus that's on color that'll help our mana. Of course, we do have a bunch of 1s, so it's not like guaranteed we play it. Or we could take an Exhilarating Elocution. I think we'd probably take the Campus. I also haven't gotten to play with this card yet, so that definitely kind of plays a role, just because, you know, I'd like to be able to experience all the cards I can. But I think it was probably the right pick in a pack overflowing with awesome stuff. So do we want another Pilgrim, or do we want like a top curve flyer? I guess we could kind of use something like a Shield Mage. I think we probably could use it, yeah. So Expel's not bad. We don't have a ton of removal. I think it's going to be a little better than Essence Infusion, so it might make the cut. Wow. Wow. Professor of Symbology Wield? That's not supposed to happen. Okay. Let's take a study break. Like, this is one of the best uncommons in the set, so that's really weird to see it with 2 other cards left in the pack. Hi, Urdaimon. Oh, really late Leech Fanatic. Okay. Got some trimming to do. Do we just want to trim down to a really, really aggressive deck? That's the question. I mean, I think we have the tools to do that. Like, I really think we do. Oh, yeah, the Orator is also good with Unwilling Ingredient early. Yeah, well, the Dusk Mages definitely go. That is very true. We're not good enough at counters. And in general, because we're not that good at counters, maybe we also lose Spiteful Squad. I think we probably do. And probably also Dueling Coach. We probably just lose the whole counter shell. The parts that are only good if you have a lot of counters anyway. We're still going to keep cards that put counters on things, like our Humiliate and our Lessons, obviously. And this is okay too, just because, it's a 1-drop. But yeah. I mean, we could really consider cutting all of these. I mean, the thing that I don't love about doing that is I wish we had more cheap removal, but I guess Flunk and 2 Lash of Malice is pretty good. I mean, I've had a fair bit of success when I just trim the curve way down in a deck like this. Like, it's definitely worked out before. I'd probably go to 1 Rise, at least. Expel's not excellent in an aggro deck because you can't get a blocker out of the way, so we could consider cutting it. Yeah, these Arbiters are going to be pretty good. We have enough other cards with keywords that it's going to be nice. Too bad it doesn't get Magecraft, but, So, I'm probably cutting Expel. We're short on removal, but I don't think that's the removal we're really after. Yeah, the one card we didn't get that makes Luminancer pretty crazy is Guiding Voice, which we passed one of. It's going to be good, but not great in this deck. I mean, we have enough cheap spells. It'll be doing its thing, but it's not going to be great. So, I think we could definitely consider cutting both of these, but I kind of think cutting one of those in the Pilgrim and leaving in Rise of Extus is probably a little better. The Pilgrim, while nice, we're not going to need that land often enough for us to really be interested in that. So I think this is what we go with. We do need to consider whether having a tap land is worth it. And I think it'll be okay. But, not amazing. In a deck like this, like 3 removal spells is probably enough, Physicist. I would like if we had some tricks. We passed a few, but I was hoping to get, 1 or 2 tricks. Because those are also really good in a deck like this. Especially with Killian around. But yeah. I mean, this does pump our whole board and all that, but that's not really a trick, All right. I think this will work. Deck seems pretty good. Yeah, we could think about cutting a land, but I think in a world of Learn, you don't end up cutting a land in this format very often. Just because you want to be double spelling like regularly with them around. Okay. Pretty good opener. Couple cheap removal spells. Couple of early creatures. I guess... Oh, that screwed that up. I was about to... Look, they didn't play anything, so that's good. But I was about to drag back and play the Swamp so that I could have Lash of Malice if they played a 2-drop, but luckily they didn't. Because I just let go of the mouse button. Yeah, so the way Arrogant Poet works, this isn't going to gain flying right away. So maybe I just play the Poet first because I know it can get in. If it's alive. They may just kill it, but if it's alive, it can get in. Okay. Too bad I didn't have that on turn 1, huh? Then we'd have an Arbiter out there, flying and vigilance. Alright, so we're going to attack here. There's a chance they kill it in response, but it doesn't really matter. We don't have to give it flying even, so we'll just do the damage. Weird to see a black-white deck having the kind of start our opponent's having. Makes me wonder if they have a Wrath or something. But I think we'll just... We got 2 removal spells in our hand and a really good board state. You know... Interesting. Okay. I mean... We're kind of okay with that. More than kind of okay with it, I think. That's some desperation right there. They realized they were going to get themselves run over if they didn't do that. Okay. Okay. Well, probably need to kill that combat professor. Yeah. So let's Lash of... flunk. Let's flunk the professor. That's another thing we're kind of lacking in this deck, is a combat professor. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to attack. We're going to decline, gaining flying. We're okay with the trade there, so... Okay. So let's attack with both of these. And we are going to pay 2. Then we'll play Lorehold Pledge Mage and Killian here. We might just be able to kill them. Depends what they got. Well, that makes it harder. Obviously. What do we want to do here? I mean, I'm definitely attacking with Lorehold Pledge Mage. So, yeah. Let's attack with the Pledge Mage here. See what happens. May just take it. I think I'm okay with that. I'm a little worried that they're going to manage to stabilize against us because they have a relatively large creature in a 2/3 in the air now, and they have the mana to use its ability. So we might be in trouble here in terms of finding a way out. Okay. Well, I guess honestly getting a lesson out of her eye twitch isn't too bad. Yeah, for sure. Alan Shield Mage would be nice in a game like this. So I think we attack there. Here. And here. Because we can use the Lash of Malice to kill something. If either of them gets blocked, we can use our Lash. Yeah. Also gain us some life, which is important. Okay. Ooh, so we might be able to get a blowout here if they don't have a trick. Let's hope they don't have a trick or something. Because this should let us kill the Spectre and the Reflective. God! Like I said, unless they have a trick. And if they do have a trick, we lose, more or less. Not completely, mind you, but pretty much. We pretty much lose now. Oh, okay. Well, if we weren't already losing. now it's confirmed. Yeah, one thing we didn't get going at all in this game is lessons, and that's probably something we would have needed to get over the hump here. Okay. This is a free attack, so I guess we're going to take it. Question is whether I also want to get in with the Poet. Huh. So they can hit me for 8. I'm going to go back up to 9 here. But then they could use the ability to kill me. So I need to leave Eye Twitch behind. Or, yeah. Probably both of them behind. Yeah. So let's just attack with Killian here. Go up to 9. Probably going to stop on our upkeep. Yeah, so they can just drain us forever, unfortunately. But we are going to block with Eye Twitch here. I think we probably want Expanded Anatomy. I mean, it's risky, but I think it gives us the best chance of finding a way out of this. So, I think it's where I'm leaning here. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and draw now. I was going to put a hold, but... Alright, so Expanded Anatomy. Oh, I probably should have Scribed, because this is only going to cost 1. So, they could set up a block here, and then get a token out of the deal. So, we're probably still kind of screwed here. But, it does take me back up to 13, and I do kill the Spectre, who gives them some very real reach. So, I wish I had a trick or something, but, you know. Yeah, so we definitely kill the Spectre. Yeah. That was such a punishing sequence of turns when they played that trick and copied it. And then also played Dramatic Finale. It was like, I had a little bit of a chance after getting blown out like that. But, yeah, not much of one. Alright, so we're going to scry. That's not going to do it. Alright. We die. I mean, I think I'm okay with leaving the deck the way it is. I think if we had gotten our lessons going the way that this deck can, we wouldn't have had so much of a problem getting over the hump in the late game. Okay, this is a good one. This is kind of hand that if we can just curve out effectively, our opponent could be in trouble. Maybe playing the ingredient first makes more sense, because this is probably just going to be a 0-1. Well, now it won't. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and humiliate them here. Get the counter. Yeah. And the buff. Okay, ooh. Boy. Guess we go for Putrefy. This is going to be kind of a problem when it comes down, but I think Putrefy is more of a problem. Thank you for the follow, the Bamf Man. Okay. It's tempting here to play the Swamp so that I can play... I think we still do it. Even though they're going to know every card in our hand, I think we still do it. Because we can play the Ingredient and then leave up Lash of Malice, which seems pretty good. In case they play something I need to Lash. So that Karok will be coming down next turn. Nice. Yeah, generally it will be better to Lash on our turn. So the Arbiter is going to gain Menace right now. Interesting. So their plan is to leave up, you know, their tricks and stuff so that they can save the Pledge Mage from Lash of Malice. Because they have this, we know. Okay, so let's go to combat. I think we just attack with these two. Yeah. I mean, I could force them to use their Infuse with Vitality with our Lash, but I don't think it's worth it. We're again not really seeing our learn cards, which is not good. Like, that's our late game plan. Our early game plan is playing a bunch of aggressive creatures. We're there, but we have like 7 cards with learn, including 2 of those. So we're gonna be in trouble again here if we can't get to learning. I do have a study break. I do have 1 study break. We seriously have 6 or 7 cards with learn, which would really make our game go a lot better than it has so far. So that means they don't have mana up for Infuse with Vitality, but they could have mana up for something else. Ooh, that's a nice addition to our Thunderous Ardor. I guess we don't need to play that just yet. So let's play our Pledge Mage here. Yeah. So attack with both of these again. So it's going to gain First Strike and Menace. Good chance I just take 3. Maybe they double block the Unwilling Ingredient, but that's not the end of the world. I mean, losing Menace isn't great, but... Alright, so they must have something here, which is not what I want to be saying. I think we're about to get whammied again by a trick, but I think we have to try. So... Is it going to be the same trick that got us last time? Okay, well that still won't save your... Oh, yes it will. Why? I did the math wrong there. I was thinking it would still die somehow. I was thinking it got the plus, but... Oh, God. Start 0-2 here. Which, you know... I think this deck is better than 0-2, but the lack of combat professors, especially, isn't feeling great. We still have a chance here. It's just minuscule. So, you know. Now they have Infused with Fatality mana up, too. Hey! Time to learn. That should help. Learning's good. What do we want to learn? Inkling Summoning, probably. It lets us pressure them in the air, at least. Yeah. Infused with Vitality. It's a nightmare right now. We just take it, unfortunately. We just have to. There's not a good reason for us to block here. May as well attack them back to keep their life a little bit manageable. Rise of Exodus would be good, right? We left one in, didn't we? Maybe. I mean, they do get the counter out of it, which isn't good, but I'm glad that that's all they get. God, that Infused with Fatality is such a nightmare right now. There's like nothing I can do to get around it. I could trade in my ingredient just to draw a card. That's not the worst plan ever. Because we're going to need to find something to have a chance here. Okay, that is something. I wish it was enough. Aha! Okay, so now, when they do try to use Infuse with Fatality, we can use Flunk to kill their creature. Which is pretty sweet. Yeah. Does mean we have to pass the turn. Well, I can still attack with my flyer, I guess. That Quandrix Pledge Mage is a problem. But at least we can get rid of the Karok. Assuming they attack us again, which I think we should expect. I mean, I could double spell an attack with Luminancer. It would become a 5/6. But that's, yeah, not really worth it. Might be better on the block. Alright. So, I wish they didn't have that Infuse with Vitality, because if they didn't, I could set up a double block on Moldering Karok. Or block with my Pledge Mage and then use Flunk and Lash to, you know, do whatever we want. What if they stop attacking us out of fear of what's in our hand? No. Alright, so we're going to double block here. And if they don't do anything, man, they still kind of have us in a horrible jam, don't they? Because Infuse with Vitality is still a massive problem, but gotta do what we gotta do here. I actually don't need to double block, but I do if I want them to use Infuse, I guess. Problem is, they know we know they have it, so I kind of doubt they're going to use it. Oh, they are. Alright, so we could kill the Pledge Mage instead here. If I kill the Pledge Mage and, like, a token with Lash of Malice here, I would still keep my Pledge Mage, and they would get back their Karok, but it would only be a 3/3. I think that seems reasonable. And actually, I won't lose anything. Because first strike, yeah. Okay. I think this might work out. And then let's Lash of Malice the Pest, I guess, which isn't the greatest use of Lash of Malice ever, but, you know, we don't want them to put a counter anywhere. And that means the Karok dies, comes back. Okay, we're in a kind of manageable situation now. How about that? They're at 17, you know, but hey. So if the Karok starts attacking me here, I think we just take it. I don't really want to double block with these two. I want to scare them into thinking we can put a counter on our Pledge Mage, though, I can tell you that much. Or, you know, +1/+0. Nice. Oh, boy. Okay, I think we're going to manage to turn the corner here, which is great, because it was looking really grim there. But now we're getting our, you know, learn cards, and, you know, we also got the right tricks, the right cards to do what we needed to earlier. So it's Rise of Exodus here. Let's exile their Putrefy. See what happens. If they have the hexproof trick or something, it's going to be really bad, but they don't, so that's good. Do I just want Expanded Anatomy? Pest Summoning gives us a little more durability, but the Anatomy onto our Flyer is pretty great. I mean, we can't do it this turn, obviously. Like, Pest Summoning would give us a little more protection, but I think we go with Anatomy. Because we're just going to swing out here. Do we get there? We finally got someone shouldn't count my chickens, but it's funny that we got owned by Trix so hard in our first 2 games, including this one, but we managed to get somebody back with some crazy combat stuff happening. Oh, yeah, I never changed my scene. I really need to, like, you know, learn how to stream. Change that real quick. All right. Well, we salvaged a win in a game that didn't look very winnable. So that's good. Not starting 0-2 is always a good thing, you know. Okay, here we go. So we've been wanting, you know, opening hand hunt for specimens is good stuff. Ooh, especially when you get a turn 1 Luminancer. So it's tempting to play the Silencer, but waiting until I have some information, especially when I have other stuff to do with my mana, does feel better. Okay, well that is annoying. Do I still want to play Hunt for Specimens here? There aren't very many creatures that could block a turn 1 Luminancer when you're the one on the play, but that is one. I could play Killian instead, and then we could Hunt for Specimens into the +1/+1 counter thing and play it on Killian next turn. That is spicy. It'll also make our Luminancer really big. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. Let's hope Killian's alive. If Killian survives, we're going to be pretty happy. We do have they kind of have to tap out for that to be the ideal plan, but it could happen. They did. Okay, so I think we just go for it here. The all-in on Killian plan. All right, so let's play Hunt for Specimens. Grab Expanded Anatomy. Play Expanded Anatomy. So that's a pretty gross, you know, that's the kind of thing you want to be doing in these aggro decks, is just pedal to the metal, swing for a bunch of damage. So, will Killian survive now? Might not. If they have a way to make it not happen, then he won't, you know. Okay. Well. Let's go to combat here and attack with Killian. You know, trying to leave it in play for our Orator is tempting for sure, but I think just going for the damage and everything is way better. Alright, so here it is still going to be in play, it looks like. We'll play an Orator. We're going to hold on to the Silencer still. Playing it over these things doesn't make a significant difference, so we're going to hold on to it till they learn or something, you know, and then we can get some real value. So can we run them over before they do something gross? It's always the question against the blue-red and blue-green decks when you're an aggro deck. You could use Rise of Extus off the top right about now. Pretty much any card with Learn would be nice. Okay, so shields up. I think we're probably still swinging with everything here. I mean, maybe not the Luminancer, but... Morning, Prometheus. Yeah, I think we swing out here. Actually, I play iTwitch because then Arbiter will also gain flying. And that means it won't be blockable. Which is pretty good news. Probably going to play the Silencer here, too. We have to think about what they're most likely to be able to copy here. I'm guessing Heated Debate. I think that's going to be my guess. Heated Debate. Do I go with everybody here? Or, I mean, is there a reason to attach with the... Yeah, I mean, with two... Yeah, Mage Duel seems good, too. I think... it's hard to know which one it is. It's one of those. It's one of those. Most likely, anyway. I mean, the Fnatic... You know, if they want to block Killian, they have to throw two things in front of it. And that means... Yeah... I think it's worth attacking with the Fnatic here. We need to do as much damage as we can. Arbiter gains flying. Look at all those keywords. Flying, lifelink, menace, vigilance. It's good stuff. It's good stuff right there. Alright, so Killian's going to die, but we're also going to kill their Pledge Mage, which I like. And we're still getting in for 4. Yeah, so let's play Silencer. Heated Debate, or Mage Duel. I guess they're more of a base green deck, so Mage Duel may be the better option. Let's give it a try. It's going to end up being Heated Debate. Okay. Or they're just going to play out another guy. That works for me too, I think. Hey, look, we can get Menace again. Not that it matters, because we'll also have flying, but, you know. Alright. So... I don't see a reason to not rumble with everybody again. I guess the Fnatic is a pretty bad attacker here. Yeah, we'll just attack with these 3. Right. So we're definitely just going to run over the land. You think they have Mage Duel in their hand? It's gonna be funny if they do, I guess. And by funny, I mean awful. Yeah, we knew when we drafted it the Arbiter was gonna stand up pretty well in this deck because of all the keywords, and it's doing it. That's for sure. So... Uh-oh. So they almost assuredly have a better... really late game than we do, especially with something like Rutha around. But right now, even with the Arch, we're going to be in pretty good position to kill them next turn. There's no reach, right? You don't have reach. You two are attacking... Take to the air, Thunderous Arbiter. Drops him to 2. We'll play this Pledge Mage to add, you know, potential other flying body to the table. End our turn, they go up to 3, and we know this isn't going to save them. Even if they double it or whatever, it's not going to save them. They need removal to double. Let's hope they didn't draw it. Because that's pretty much what they're going to need to be doing. Yeah, 41 life does make it pretty easy for us to take a hit or two, but if they did, like, double a Heated Debate or Mage Duel... Okay, good. It's just a pest summoning. That means we're fine. They're gonna, you know, do all their triggers over there, but there's no way they can hit us for 41 here, so... Oh. Actually, I guess they can go up to 4... So we have to draw a spell to be able to do lethal. So they're going to have one more turn. We have to draw an instant or sorcery, and then we can do lethal. But without it, we can't. We're still in really good shape, but we can't win this turn straight up the way I was thinking we could. Well, now we can. That'll do it, because we'll put flying on Silverquill Pledge Mage. Yeah. Oof. If only this hand had black mana in it, huh? It's like kind of worth considering keeping it. I mean, mulliganing is just so rough, and all we need is a swamp, and this hand's great, but... And we're on the draw, but I don't think I can talk myself into that. I think going down to 6 is going to be better, especially because we are on the draw, but it does suck. It does suck. Okay, well this one's actually better in the sense that... Yeah, we'll throw a Plains back. We can play things, but it's not a very good hand either, overall. We can't really make our Luminancer do Luminancer things, so yeah. Don't love it. Oof. That's where if we like got a swamp, we'd be in really good shape, but... Okay. I do think... I think it's probably a little better to play our Pledge Mage here and not play the tap land, but maybe I'm wrong. Playing the tap land means we can do a multitude of things next turn. The Pledge Mage does pressure them, though. Yeah. Let's go with the Pledge Mage. So the good news is we do have our Rise of Extus in this really slow hand, and it is the kind of card that gives us a decent shot in the late game. So... Okay, so now we do play our tap land and just end our turn. So, you know, letting a Prismari deck just, like, live its life the way we are right now, it's not so good. Okay. Well. I guess we play Killian and count on being able to Rise of Extus next turn. It's a very good chance they just kill Killian, is the thing. But I think that's still our best bet here. We've deployed our forces in a very weird way in this game, and like how slow we've been. So they're at 6 mana, which is not good. I'm sure Killian's dead, but I think it was worth a try. Okay. Ooh, no. I'm glad I have Humiliate. They'll have to flash it back, probably. Well, they can get it back with their Pillar Drop Warden. I still think we probably Humiliate and take that away from them, though, as soon as we can. This is going to draw them some extra cards now. This whole thing is a mess. Oh, yeah, we have that card. Okay, so yeah, we definitely go for Humiliate here now. So, yeah, they can use the Pillar Drop Warden to get it back, but it will take some work. I think making them do the extra work is worth it. Let's go with Lifelink, because Pillar Drop Warden has reach anyway. Yeah. Well, still think we take the mastery. And let's see. So Pigment Storm is going to hit Killian here most likely. Although I can play my Glyph Weaver, which will make our lives a lot better on that front. That's probably what I'll do. So maybe putting the counter on Killian isn't the worst plan, but maybe spreading things out a little bit is better. Yeah, let's put it here. And then we'll play Glyph Weaver. And end our turn. So chances are good that they can cast Elemental Masterpiece this turn. So if we can Rise of Extus, we can also exile Mizzix's Mastery. So if we can do that, I'm going to feel a lot better about our chances. But we'll still be looking down a bunch of 4/4 tokens, and they're still at 20. So I'm not going to feel amazing about it. Oh, they're going to get it back in their hand first, though. Of course they are. Silly me. Okay. Well, then we're going to go ahead and kill the Dust Speaker here with Rise of Extus. Yeah. And exile solve the equation at least. Something they could have copied that we can get rid of. We're only 2 mana away from Deadly Vanity right now. Maybe we should have held on to it. It did make their lives more difficult, but it's not like they can cast Pigment Storm anyway. I guess we go with flying here. And what do we learn? I guess Expanded Anatomy might give us a shot at taking them down before they can go crazy over there. I mean, they're not going to be able to block things in the air no matter what, so that also makes Inkling Summoning a little appealing. I think we go with Anatomy, though. Question is whether I go all in on Anatomy for this turn or play Arrogant Poet. I think all in on Anatomy makes sense. We're going to get a bunch of life here. We can attack with our Luminancer. So, you know, we're going to have a great turn here that might help us, you know, I could have put it on the Glyph Weaver and it would have been able to attack too. You know, that would have been pretty good, I guess. So they do have Burrog Befuddler. Burrog Befuddler, huh? So that'll drop this to a 3/4. Am I okay with that deal? I mean, I can use my Glyph Weaver to save it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We get to kill the 3/3, and that's an important thing. Yes, shrinks you to a 3/4. I mean, I could just go for indestructibility, but we'll kill the Pledge Mage. So, I don't think that was the best chance. I think I should have done it differently. I should have put the counters somewhere else. Or just played my poet. Like, that would have been pretty effective overall, I think. So there's their 7th land. I was kind of hoping they'd keep whiffing on lands, but what are you going to do, you know? So they're going to Pigment Storm. Do we go Indestructible here? Yeah, probably. We kind of have to hope we draw a spell, but... they'll be able to rebuy it with Mizzix's Mastery soon enough, too, which is annoying. Okay. So I'd say we're in trouble here. I think we're going to be best served by hanging back. Like, attacking with our Pledge Mage here just doesn't seem worth it to me. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, play Arrogant Poet. And we're just gonna hang back here. So they're not that far away from being able to overload this. Yeah, they need 1 land and they can overload. And that will be bad. Not like the end of the world, but pretty close. They'll get 2/4/4s and kill a creature if they go that route. They may feel like they have to just use it to get Pigment Storm back, or just use it to get back Masterpiece here, though, which I'd be cool with. Oh no, they had enough to kick. They had enough. Math. Treasures. Yeah, so they're gonna do that and get 2/4/4s. Which isn't good, obviously. However, it's a lot better than it could have been. I don't love that we're in top deck mode, but, you know. Okay. Well, okay. We're going to attack and pay 2 here. Drop them to 10. Do I want to play a land here? I mean, I can scry at the end of their turn either way. I think bluffing is, you know, it's not big value, but it's a thing. Gonna be hard. I mean, we started this game way too slow. You can see how if we had even a reasonable start, we would have just run them over. Considering, you know, it took them as long as it did to do their things. But yeah. Uh-oh. I guess they just get opt, huh? Yeah. That seems like a pretty good draw. The only bad news is that Biblioplex Assistant can block my Arrogant Poet right now. So I'm going to lose the flying. Still, it's an active card, and we'll still be able to... Yeah, so we'll still have a scry on their next turn. We'd have to play another land, but yeah, I think we had way too slow of a start here to win. Yeah, it's not looking good. That 3/4 is pretty beefy on this board. You know, our deck just doesn't have that kind of size. Evening Cheesecake. Alright. So we're going to take the hit here. We're going to scry. Please give me a real card. You're not real. I can play almost my whole deck, even if I scry. Well, no, I can't. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could scry again on my upkeep, but it would leave me with 2 mana. And I can play a lot of things in our deck, but not everything. So I think we just don't scry. Ooh, that's a good draw, though. Okay, that really gives us a little bit of hope here, because we get to go wide. Suddenly our board will erupt. And, so Pest Summoning is probably best here. I mean, I would love to get Expanded Anatomy, but Pest Summoning gives us the ability to survive on the ground. Like, in a very real way that none of these other cards can do right now. So yeah, I think we go with Pest Summoning here. And we play Pest Summoning. Lesson is big here. Alright, so that gives us 3 pests to fall back on. Which I think means I just attack with everything. Because that'll gain us... We'll gain... Well, we'll have to pay 2, but then we'll gain back 4. So we'll be at 7. We should be able to survive one more turn. And it's not like they can just take this here either. Yeah. Yeah. So, 4 attackers. What do you think they have? Shock? That would be bad news. The Orator actually, you know, can also block, so that's good. It won't be able to gain flying again, but I think making them block here definitely matters. Lightning Bolt, yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Alright, so they're gonna kill the Poet, they're gonna kill Killian, we're gonna kill the Befuddler, and hit them for 6. That's pretty good. Puts them on their back foot all of a sudden. So we basically need to keep drawing cards that learn. It does mean we won't be able to scry this turn, but, you know. Yeah, okay. So... they're going to start scrying with their Battle Seer, unfortunately. We really need some more learn. Hi, Baldric. Glad you enjoy the history content as well as the magic content. Which, if you didn't know, I have a history YouTube channel too called Nitsahone History. Check it out. Just started it in January, so much younger than my magic YouTube channel, which will be turning 7, believe it or not, in May. That's kind of insane. Anyway, wait, that's not right. It'll just be 6. So it was a little insane. Because it's only turning 6. So they could probably attack us now. Alright, so we can scry here. Find a card with Learn. You know what would be great is Study Break. That'd be good. No, thank you. Okay, so I think we have enough mana now that we're going to want to scry in our upkeep. Yeah. So... Flunk would be pretty good. Eye Twitch, awesome. So that'll give us 2 damage in the air here. So yeah, we definitely draw the Eye Twitch. Yeah, so we go Eye Twitch. We have to hope they don't have removal, because if they do... Ouch. Okay. Well, that ruined our lives. Alright then. It's your turn again. They get to scry for free, and we have to sift through our deck. And they also have a way more imposing board overall than we do. So I'm not loving how this looks. Oh yeah, that's... I'm really not liking how that looks. So... do we want to block here with a Pest or just the Luminancer? I mean, if we draw a card with Learn, most likely the Luminancer will get 2 buffs out of it, which is enough to attack. I think we probably just block with a Pest. Do they have Lethal here? Do they have the Trample trick? I mean, if they do, they do, you know. So we gotta draw a real card here, or we're in trouble. So I think we scry again. Like I said, we can play almost everything in our deck because our curve's low enough. I mean, it's a real card. It's not a land. It doesn't do a whole lot for us on this board state, though. I mean, I guess it allows a double block. I mean, I kind of feel like we're about to be out of luck here, because if we don't draw something that has more of an impact on the board than this does, there's basically no way we don't lose. Because we'll be forced to block everything over there. I think we have to draw something else. I mean, I know this isn't a land, and if we draw land, we're screwed, but we're kind of screwed if we draw this too, so... Okay, well that helps. I kind of wish I didn't have to scry, but it does help. That's for sure. So, Inkling Summoning lets us pressure them in the air, which definitely matters right now. So I think that's what we go with. Yeah. Are we dead? Yes, we are. Kind of saw that coming. Yeah. Yeah, we just, you know, there's not much you can do. I mean, we put up a good fight given how slowly we started against a deck that crazy. And we did at least force them, you know... If they were up against another Dirtily deck, they would have been able to mix Zix's mastery and stuff, so... Yeah, glad you think those videos look interesting, Cheesecake, on the other channel. We have been slumping a bit lately. Our last 3 drafts that we drafted on Sunday, we went 1-3 twice and 7-2 twice, so it was sort of a mixed bag. And today, we're at risk of starting with a 2-3 after not having any losing records for the first, like, 3 weeks or whatever. So, this deck, I mean, I believe in us. We're going to do better. We're not going to have a losing record. We can do better than that. Hopefully. Ooh, good hand. So early Professor of Symbology is good. I do wish we were on the play, of course, because I could go Professor of Symbology, Inkling Summoning on turn 3, which is a really good opening sequence. But, you know. We also have 2 of our removal spells. And another nice 2-drop, actually, which, yeah, interesting. So, It's pretty unlikely, yeah. So let's play our Unwilling Ingredient here. And maybe we end up Lash of Malicing that thing on the next turn, but... Okay, so that's a pretty good draw as well. So, yeah, let's attack with our Unwilling Ingredient. Thinking it's going to get in there. Let's play our... Would I rather play Hunt for Specimens now? We'll play Professor of Symbology here. And we will grab Inkling Summoning. Our opponent is not having their ideal start, I don't think. Let's play a Swamp here. I'm considering just lashing this and attacking and then playing Hunt for Specimens, or Silver Quill Silencer for that matter. Yeah, I guess we'll hold on to the Lash for now. If they try and block and use a trick, then Lash is going to be good, but I think just trading is fine. Yeah, so we'll just play Inkling Summoning here now. Yeah, that's a card we could have really used, but... luckily here, I'm not super worried about it. So Humiliate, Silver Quill, not a bad combo, huh? So yeah, we'll Humiliate them first. Oh my god. So Rip Apart is definitely more of a problem than Expel. It's more efficient and more flexible, so we'll take away Rip Apart. And I'm thinking I'm going to spread the love a little bit now that I know they have Expel and put the counter on our Menace creature. Yeah. So the question is here whether I just want to play Silver Quill Silencer and name Expel and just let this hit me for a turn. Kind of think that seems fine. Yeah. So we'll attack with Unwilling Ingredient here. Play Silencer. And name Expel. Which will make it so we get really good value out of them actually using their Expel. So, which I like. Yeah, they do get a free attack, more or less. Okay. So, let's go for Flunk here. Did they draw? Is there other cards something that can save it? No. Alright, so we attack with everything. If they want to use Expel, we get to draw a card and gain 3 life. So, it's not really... Ah, okay. That's kind of a problem. Because now they were able to... Yeah. So, I think we just go with the Poet here. It's more aggressive. They're at 12. We have 3 evasive creatures in play. So I think I like it. So they're gonna use Expel here, obviously. So there's no reason to hunt for specimens before combat. One of them is dying. I guess probably the Poet. Although it does exile, so maybe Unwilling Ingredient. Oh, okay. I guess the thing that always has flying is kind of a problem. Alright, so let's hunt for specimens here. So, that puts how much damage? 5 on the board. There's nothing we can... Yeah, there is. If I tap my mana correctly, I could have gotten Spirit Summoning and cast it. So that sucks. But we can't with what we did. I guess with Pest Summoning, though, it does something similar. So yeah, we'll play Pest Summoning here. Try to go wide on them. Got our Lash. Okay, well, that will mean, yeah. Okay, so we're going to lash the 2/2 flyer. Attack with everything. Give the poet flying. Yeah. Alright, see, I told you we weren't going to have a losing record. Hi, Sikorki. Glad you like the YouTube content. Okay, another pretty good hand. Yeah. We can do Professor of Symbology into Silver Quill Summoning again, which generally feels pretty good. I think I'm probably just going to kill that now. Although, I could wait a turn. They're just going to hit a land drop, right? If I wait a turn, I can play the Silencer and Lash of Malice next turn. Yeah, let's play the Professor. I think adding to our board is pretty good. So. Okay. Alright, so yeah, the plan here I think is... we want to get rid of that Quandrix Apprentice before it gives them too much value, so we'll get rid of it. And then I think we play Silver Quill Silencer, and I think I'm going to name Biomathematician. They always seem to be in multiples, don't they? Yeah. So we're not having the most impressive start, but because we have Rise of Extus, we actually have a decent late game here. Oh, man. Should have named Quandrix Apprentice, apparently. Ooh. So, I kind of want to play the Summoning so I can pressure them in the air, but if I don't, I can play Rise of Extus next turn. But it's not like I won't be able to play it in 2 turns anyway. I don't think it makes a big difference just yet. I think just playing the Inkling Summoning makes sense here. I mean, we already have the mana to play Rise of Extus for the full cost. Okay, well, that's not awesome. Are we willing to trade here? No, I don't think so. Okay. I think I might be willing to now. Yeah. Let's attack with Silver Quill Silencer here. And we'll play Killian. So what we kind of want them to do is play something big that we can kill with Rise of Extus. That's kind of our dream here. Because I'm not going to Rise of Extus that, you know. That's not the plan here. This is another game against one of these decks where we just didn't have the fast start, so it's going to be tricky. I mean, I think this deck, what it really lacked was like 2 combat professors. Those tend to give you the reach you need in this format. Gross. So we just keep drawing lands, which I'm not loving. I could Rise of Extus, but I still feel like it's just not worth doing on this board. Yeah, I think 2 combat professors probably would have really made this deck into a 5-3 deck at least, which, you know, it could happen. Our chances every time a turn ends, though, are decreasing. So, alright, we'll probably try to Rise of Extus that. Okay, the Arbiter is going to be pretty good if we're allowed to do what we want to here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill, try to kill. Hold on a second. Cancel. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we only have to pay 4 for this. Yeah. So we'll hit that. Get rid of Decisive Denial. They have 4 mana left. Do they have... I thought they might, and they did. Which makes me very sad. Okay. Yeah, we need to hit, you know, learn cards, basically. Nice. So, we got all the keywords on that Arbiter. All of them. But, it still can't really rumble. The other thing this deck could have used is like 2 tricks. So, you know, in the end, I think while our deck looks really sweet, and we did some sweet stuff with it, I think we were a little bit lacking on making it an optimal aggro deck. Yeah, that's not good. They're gonna get fractal summoning, I'm sure. Oh. They decided to rummage? No, that's the... Yeah, fractal summoning. They'll just take the frog. Like, if I thought for sure that they weren't going to, I'd think about it. But they're just going to take the frog. So this does let us attack with our Pledge Mage this turn. But they have, you know, they have a bunch of mana up. So clearly they're planning on doing some sort of nonsense. But either way, I mean, we're going to give it a try here. If I didn't think they had nonsense in their hand, I probably would have used adaptive, whatever, you know, the sideboard +2/+2 counter, +2 and +1 counter card. But they almost definitely have something here. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we figured. It will be very impressive if we manage to win this game. This long, drawn-out game. They have something interesting on top of their library. Basic Conjuration is sweet. We had it once. Oh my god. What would we need to win? I guess drawing a flyer would, like, give us a chance. Because our Arbiter would gain flying and the flyer wouldn't be able to be blocked. But that's pretty much what we're relying on here. It's interesting to me they keep holding on to Fractal Summoning. I mean, I guess they can afford to do it. Maybe they'll play it here as a 6/6. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna end our turn. So if the game goes long enough, we could win by decking them, but that's not going to happen. I mean, look at their board. So, you know, we would need to have a Wrath in our deck to have a chance. And maybe that's what they were hedging against by holding on to their 6/6, was being concerned about a Wrath, which they can kind of afford to do, given the game state. We do have access to both of the Mystical Archives Wraths with our mana, so... So now even a flyer won't really help us. Not enough, anyway. Look out. One more Haymaker and I'll probably just scoop to save us all some time. Oh, we do have that Wrath. Good call. Good call, Krause. We're not going to scoop. We do have that. We need to draw that desperately. So we need to be blocking with this Unwilling Ingredient at some point to increase our chances of drawing it. Yeah, that could do it. They probably have another negate in their hand, though. For exactly that. Oh, interesting. They're that worried about me blocking with my Unwilling Ingredient. Again, probably makes sense because of the game state. So they get back Biomathematician here. Yeah. So kind of have to draw it this turn now, it feels like. So we don't really want to scry in our upkeep because we're not going to have the mana to play the one card that could save us if we do, so. Those two are going to block. We're going to take 6. Go back up to 10. Yeah. Okay, can we make it one more turn? I kind of don't think so, but we can try. I haven't done the math, but there's 6 unblockable damage. So they just need to get in for 4 or 5 on the ground. I think we're going to go to 1 and not being able to use our Unwilling Ingredient. If I did the math correctly. That's going to be hilarious. So even if we have to block with everything and then we Wrath, our opponent probably still wins because we're not going to have anything left. And they have way more life. Although, you know, maybe they get decked, I guess. Seems unlikely, though. They just would have to stick one creature. Oh, I do gain 2 from Killian, too. I wasn't calculating that. That matters. Too bad you don't gain it on blocking, huh? That'd be nice. Another 2 life. I would take it. Okay. Well, that might do us in. Right there. Oh my god. Yeah, I think they got us. We're gonna scry just to see what's on top of our library. Would have been kind of nice to have this turn. So, we got to block all the biggest creatures. I guess the next biggest thing's a 2/2, but yeah, we're dead, so. It does not matter. Wait a second. Are we actually live? So that unwilling ingredient's on top now. That's not going to help us if we do survive. Nah, we don't survive. I was missing a damage somewhere. Alright, well, you know. 3 and 3 is not ideal, but I do think that deck was missing a couple of key things to really be a great deck.